Hello students, hope you all are fine. So let us start today's class. So welcome. Today we are going to start another Yoni Vyapat, Antarmukhi Yoni Vyapat. Antarmukhi Yoni Vyapat. So this is mentioned by Charaka as well as Vagbhata. So coming to the Charaka's quotation. The Nidana, Samprapti and Lakshanas according to Charaka goes like this. Vyavayam atitriptaya भजन्त्य स्वर्ण पीडितः वायुर्मिथ्यास्थितांगाय योनिस्रोतांसि संस्थितः वक्रयेत् यान्नं योन्यः स अस्ति मांसानिलार्थिभिः भृशार्ति मैथुनाशक्त योनिरन्तर्मुखी मतः अत्याशिताय विषमं स्थिताय सुरते मारुत अन्नेनोत्पीडितो योन्यौ स्थितः श्रोतांसि वक्रयेत्. दिस इज अकॉर्डिंग टू वाग्भट. सास्ति मांस मुखम तीव्ररुजम अंतर्मुखिम इति. So the nidana which is given by the acharyas is vyavayam atitriptaya. It is mentioned by Charaka and mithyasthita angaya. So there are two nidanas mentioned by Charaka. He says that when a woman after the atitripta means when she is full stomach, means she has had food completely. So vyavayam atitriptaya. So when a woman after having complete or fully satisfied with the food or full stomach food, sleeping in abnormal posture, mithyasthita angaya. Mithyasthita means the position is not correct. So when she is sleeping after having food, full stomach food, she is sleeping in abnormal positions, indulgence in the coitus, then what happened? Vayu mithyasthitangaya. Vayu is getting aggravated. So her vayu situated in the yoni shrotas is getting aggravated and it is pressed by or compressed by the food, because vayu is increased or aggravated when it is compressed by the food. This the word indicates that mithyasthita yonisrotamsi sanstitah bhajantya swanna piditah. So with the anna or with the food, it is pidita, means it is pressed by the food, the vayu is increased and it produces different types of pains. Vakrayat yanyam sa asti mamsa anilartibihim. Along with different types of pain, especially in the asthi and mamsa, that is in the bones, and as well as in the mamsa dhatu or the muscles which are situated near the yoni or the vagina, also crooks the mouth of the yoni, that is vakrayatyanyam. Vakra means bending. Okay, so it does the vakrata of the yoni occurs. Vakrata, that is crooks the mouth of the yoni or the cervix. Mouth of the yoni is nothing but the cervix. So there is severe pain in the yoni and also there is dyspareunia, different types of pain, and maithuna ashaktata. Maithuna ashaktata is again the difficulty in performing the coitus act, which is nothing but the dyspareunia. Vakrayatyanam yoni means crooks the mouth of the yoni. Brisharti means it produces different types of pains in the vagina. So this condition is called as antarmukhi yoni vyapat according to Charaka. So the nidana is vyavayam atitriptaya mithyasthita angaya. When a lady having full stomach is indulging in the act of coitus and sleeping in the abnormal postures, then what happens? Her vayu which is situated in the yoni srotas getting pressed by or compressed by the food, produces different types of pains in the asthi and mamsa, and along with that maithuna ashaktata will be there, and the main lakshana of this condition is vakrayatyanyam yoni, that is it crooks the mouth of the yoni or the cervix, and brisharti with different pains in the vagina, and this condition is called as antarmukhi yoni vyapat. See here the different shapes of the yoni is mentioned. The normal position of the uterus is anteverted and antiflex. So in different shapes there will be vakrata of the yoni occurs, like in retroversion, retroflexion, etc. conditions. An Hindu commentator, the Vagbhata have given the similar things. Atishataya Vishamam Sthitaya Surate Maruta Anneno Utpidita Yoni Sita Srotamsi Vakrayet Sasti Mamsa Mukham Tivra Rujam Antarmukhi Sa. So here the commentator, he says that Tasya Maruta वात अन्नोत्पीडितयोनिस्रोतांसि स्थिताः सन्तस्य मुखं तीव्ररुजं सा अस्थिमांसं वक्रयेत्. So here the Hindu commentator he says that it does the mukham yoni reva vakrayet crooks the mouth of the yoni is also mentioned by the Aruna Datta Tikakar. He says that yonyah sambandhini srotamsi sthito mukham yoni reva vakrayet kuryat. So the main clinical feature of this condition is the vakrata of the yoni. Vakrata is the obliquity or the crooked condition of the yoni. Yoni, the orifice of the yoni or the srotas. So with the word yoni or the yoni mukha, we can consider here as the cervix, and it includes the anteversion, anteflexion, retroversion, retroflexion of the uterus. Normally in anteversion or anteflexion of uterus, back pain and other pains and dyspareunia etc. features are not seen, because anteversion and anteflexion is a normal position of uterus, and in the normal position you will not find any type of difficulties and you will not find any pains. But in retroversion and retroflexion means when the uterus is bended backwards. Usually the anteversion means the uterus is bended forward, that which is considered as a normal position of uterus, but in some times uterus is bended backwards, so that condition is called as a retroversion, and when it is flexed it is called as a retroflexion. So in that condition sometimes it becomes fixed. So in that cases patient complains of the low back pain along with the difficulty in performing coitus act, that is a dyspareunia. These are the common features, and which features are nearly correlating with the features of antarmukhi yoni vyapat. So if retroversion and retroflexion uterus gets fixed, then its pressure over the parasacral nerve plexus may sometimes produce even very severe pain in the lower abdomen. So although with the sacral region, considering above facts, antarmukhi yoni vapor seems to be a description of both types of version and flexion of the uterus. However, it is nearly to the retro displacement of the uterus, mainly with the backward retroversion, retroflexion, and the fixation of the uterus backwards. So it can be correlated with the retro displacement of the uterus. So that's all about antarmukhi yoni vapor. And next condition is the Suchimukhi or Suchivaktra yoni vyapat. Suchimukhi or Suchivaktra. Suchivaktra is mentioned by Sushruta. Suchimukhi is mentioned by Charaka and followed by Vagbhatas. So coming to the quotation of Charaka, the quotation goes like this: Garbhasthayaha striya रौक्ष्याद् वायुर्योनिं प्रदूषयेन् मातृदोषम् अणुद्वारं कुर्यात् सूचिमुखी तु सा. This is mentioned by Charaka in Chikitsa Sthana 30th chapter. Then according to Sushruta, Suchivaktra ati samvruta chatasrushvapi chadhyasu sarvalingo shrutirbhave. So he has considered it as one of the Sannipataja yoni vyapad. So as mentioned, only one nidana, that is Suchivaktram ati samvrutam. Along with that he mentioned it as it is caused by sarva doshas, so Sannipataja. So you will find the symptoms of all the doshas. And Vagbhatas, they have followed they have followed Charaka. Vatalahara sevanyaha jananyam kupito anilaha striya yonim anudwaram kuryat suchimukhi iti. So Charaka, the Nidana mentioned by Charaka, he says that when a pregnant woman consumes diet and have mode of life capable of aggravating vata, matrudosha, garbhasthaya striya, raukshadvayur yoni pradushayet, matrudosha anudwaram. So the Nidana of this yoni is matrudosha. Matrudosha means when the pregnant lady when consumes diet and the mode of life, that is ahara vihara, which aggravates the vata. So what do you mean by matrudosha here? The commentator Chakrapani, he clarifies the meaning of this matrudosha. He says that matrudosha miti matru garbhe kale vata prakopa hetu sevanyam upacharayet. So from the word matrudosha you have to consider here the vata aggravating diet and the mode of life. So when a pregnant woman consumes the diet and mode of life, that is ahara vihara, vatavardhaka ahara vihara consumed by garbhini, then what happens? Her vayu is getting aggravated. Vayu is getting aggravated due to the dryness, especially the rukshata quality. It vitiates the yonis of female fetus. See here, it vitiates the yoni of the female fetus, if the pregnant woman is carrying the female fetus and if she is indulging in the matrudosha, that is the vatavardhaka ahara vihara, then with the rukshita of that vata, increased vata, that affects the yoni of the female fetus, affects the yoni of the female fetus, and it does what it does, it causes the yoni, that is the orifice of the yoni becomes very narrow. Orifice of the yoni of the female fetus becomes very narrow. The word which is used by Charaka is anudwaram. Anudwaram kurya suchimukhi. So it does the anudwara of the yoni of the female fetus, and the nidana is the matrudosha. Matrudosha is nothing but the matru garbha kale vata prakopaka hetu sevani. So when a lady consumes vatavardhaka ahara vihara during the garbha kala, then her increased vayu, because of its rukshata quality, vitiates the yoni of the female fetus, and it makes the female fetus yoni anudwaram, or the narrowness of the yoni of the female fetus occurs. So this condition is called as Suchimukhi yoni vapat by Charaka. Then coming to the Sushruta's version, Sushruta called it, this condition as Suchi Vaktra yoni vyapat, and he says that Suchi Vaktram ati samvruta. Samvruta vivruta, there are two words. Samvruta means constriction, ati samvruta means too much constricted, or you can say excessively narrowing. Okay, so here the yoni becomes excessively narrow, ati samvrutam. The Dalhan commentator, he gives the meaning of ati samvruta as ati samvrutam atyartham sankuchitam yoni. Atyartham sankuchitam. Sankuchitam is narrow, atyartham is very narrow. So the meaning of ati samvrutam is atyartham sankuchitam yoni. Very very narrow yoni will be there, seen in this condition. And further, Sushruta says that Chatusrishvapi Chadhyasu Sarvalinga Shrutir Bhavet. So Sarvalinga Shruti, the Dalhan commentator explains the word Sarvalinga Shruti iti. He says that Raukshaya Todadika Vatalingo Shraya Choshadika Pitalingo Shreteyaha Sneha Kandovadika Shleshmalinga Shruteyaha. So with the word Sarvalinga, you have to consider the lakshanas of all the three doshas. That is, he says, he elaborates the meaning of Sarvalinga. He says that because of Vata, the woman gets Rokshata and Toda Adhika. Rokshata, dryness will be there, and pricking type of pains are seen. And because of Pitta, Chosha Adhika is burning sensation and heat are due to the Pitta dosha. And because of Kapha, Sneha Kandavadika, that is the itching and the Sneha Kandu, octousness and the itching are due to the Kapha dosha. So you will find the symptoms of all the three doshas, because Suchi Vaktra yoni vyapat is considered as Sannipataja yoni vyapat by Sushruta. And both the Vagbhatas have followed Charaka, while Madham Nidana, Bhava Prakasha and Yoga Ratnakara have followed the Sushruta. So coming to the comments, in the reference to the context, the word yoni refers to the different components of the reproductive system. Thus here, narrowing of the vaginal canal and the pinhole loss of the cervix both can be considered. Because Sushruta says that Ati Samvrata yoni, whereas Charaka mentioned the Anudwara of the yoni. So with this word you can correlate either the vaginal canal, narrowing of the vaginal canal, or the pinhole loss of the cervix. However, since in the narrowing of the vaginal canal, the normal coitus is not possible, which has not been described in the classics, thus it appears to be a description of the congenital pinhole os of the cervix. Generally in pinhole os, itching and burning sensation etc. symptoms described by Sushruta are absent. However, if infection occurs, then these clinical features can be seen. Thus the Suchi Mukhi or the Suchi Vaktra yoni vyapat can be correlated with the pinhole loss of the cervix. Coming to the next yoni vyapat, which is called as Sushka yoni vyapat. Sushka, yes. Sushka means dryness, yes. Coming to the Sushka yoni vyapat is not mentioned by Sushrutacharya, it is mentioned by Charaka and Vagbhatas. So the quotation according to Charaka goes like this: Vyavaya kale rundhantiya vegan kupito anilaha kuryat vinmutra sangarthi shosham yoni mukhasya cha. And next, according to Vagbhatas, वेगारोधादृतौ वायुर्दुष्टो विण्मूत्रसङ्ग्रहं करोति योनिशोषं च शुष्काख्या साति वेदना. So here the nidana is vyavaya kale rudhintya vegan or vegarodha rutau. So with the word rutau, the commentator Arunadatta commentator, he says rutau here rutau means rutu kale vyavaya kale. With the word rutu kala or rutu you have to take vyavaya kala, that is means the act of coitus, the time of the coitus, not the another one. So here rutu means vyavaya kale. And yoni shosha means yoni dware drava abhavam. So yoni shosha, the meaning of yoni shosha, where yoni shosha is the main lakshana of shushka yoni vyapat. The Arunadatta says that yoni shosha means yoni dwara drava abhavam, abhava or the absence of the dravata of the yoni. So here the vayu aggravated due to the suppression of natural urges vaya kale rudhinatva vegadharana during the coitus. So the nidana is vegadharana during the coitus. Vyavaye rudhantya vegan or vegarodha rutau is mentioned by Charaka, and menstruation is mentioned by Vagbhata. So the Vagbhata says that rudhantyatva rudhau. So during the time of menstruation or during the time of coitus, if a lady suppresses the vegas or vega dharana is done at the time of coitus or at the time of menstruation, then what happens? There will be aggravation of the vayu, prakupita vayu or vayu dushti occurs. And when the vayu is vitiated, what it does? It produces the Vindmutra Sangarti. Vindmutra Sangarti means it produces retention of the urine and the feces along with the dryness of orifice of the vagina. That is, Charaka says that shosham yoni mukhasya cha. Shosham yoni mukha shosha. Dryness of the mouth of the yoni is mentioned by Charaka. And Vagbhata says that the whole yoni becomes dry. Vagbhata has mentioned yoni shosha, not the yoni mukha shosha. Yoni mukha shosha is mentioned by Charaka, whereas Vagbhata has mentioned the yoni shosha. The complete yoni becomes dry, but whereas Charaka says only the yoni mukha shosha will be seen here. So with the word shosha you have to take the dryness is due to the absence of moistening fluid or adravam, dravam abhavam. The dravata is absent. Yoni dravata, natural dravata of the yoni is absent because of the absence of the moistening fluid. And there is also very severe pain. This condition is called as Shushka or Shushka Yoni Vyapad. Adhamala has mentioned Nashtartava as one of the symptom. Adhamala says Shushkam Nashtartavam Kathita. Shushkam Nashtartavam Kathita. He has added Nashtavartava or amenorrhea as one of the symptom of Shushka Yoni Vyapad. So with the above very short description, it is very difficult to establish any correlation with any disease which is known today. Psychological upset caused by suppression of the natural urges may influence the pituitary via hypothalamus. This in turn may produce hypoestrogenic condition resulting into dryness and pain in the vagina. Effect on the autonomous nervous system can also cause the retention of the urine and the feces. In hypoestrogenic condition, amenorrhea will always be present, which is mentioned by or added by Adhamalla. Thus, this condition or this disease can be correlated with the description of estrogen deficiency, because almost the symptoms are similar to that of estrogen deficiency, that is the dryness of the yoni, and along with that absence amenorrhea is there, retention of the urine and feces. So this condition can be correlated to the estrogen deficiency. Yes, coming to the next yoni vyapad, it is the Vamini yoni vyapad. Vamini is mentioned by almost all the acharyas. Coming to the Charaka's version first. Shadhat saptaratra shukram garbhashayam gatam sarujam nirujam va api sasravayet satu Vamini. And according to Sushruta, Savatam udgirayet bijam Vamini rajasa yutam chatasrishvapi chadyasu Vamini chatasrishvapi chadyasu pittalingo shrayar bhavet. Then Vagbhata Shatahata Saptaratradva Shukram Garbhashayan Marutam Vamet Sarungni Rujam Va Yasyam Sa Vamini Matam. So coming to the Charakas, he says that the Nidana and Lakshana of Vamini Yoni Vyapad mentioned by Charaka is, Charaka says that the disorders in which Shukra is expelled with or without pain within 6 to 7 days of its entry into the uterus is called as Vamini. So, Shadha Saptara. Shad means 6 days. Saptaratra means 7 days. 6 or 7 days. Shukram Garbhashayam Gatam means when the Shukra which is entered into the Garbhashaya. Sarujam Nirujam. Sarujam is with pain. Nirujam is without pain. Va api sa sravayet satu vamini. Sravana means discharge. So, here the discharge of the Shukra or the Shukra which is expelled out with or without pain within 6 to 7 days of its entry into the uterus is called as Vamini. So Shukra which is deposited, it comes out after the 6 or 7 days from the uterus with or without pain, and this condition is called as Vamini Yoni Vyapad by the Charakan. Whereas Sushruta, he says that Savatam Udgirayat Bijam. He has not mentioned the word Shukra, but he has said Savatam Udgirayat Bijam. With the word Bija, you have to consider Shukra is mentioned by the Dalhana. He says that Bijam Shukram. Udgirayet means Vamayet. Same, Vamana. Udgirana means Vamana. Rajasayutam means Artavam Vimishritam, with mixed with the Artava. Raja means the Artava. Rajasayutam is mixed with the Artava. Pittalinga Shraya Usha Chusha Adhika Vedana is mentioned by Dalhana commentator. So Sushruta says that the yoni or the uterus which vomits or excretes the bija, from the word bija here the Shukra is to be taken along with the Raja or the Artava and Vata. So when the yoni which omits the bija along with the Artava and the Vata is called as Vamini. And here you will find other features of Pitta dosha because it is considered as Pittaja Yoni Vyapad by Sushruta. So you will find the other symptoms of Pitta like Usha Chusha Adhika Vedana, burning sensation and heat are also present. So this condition is called as Suchimukhi. This condition is called as Vamini Yoni Vyapad by Sushruta. It says that Yoni which omits or Bija along with Raja and Vata is called as Vamini along with the Pittaja Lakshanas are seen. Both the Vagvatas have followed Charaka, however they have held Vayu responsible for the excretion of sperms. They say that Vame Sarujam Vayasyam Sa Vamini Shukram Garbhashayan Marutam. So they say that the Vayu is the reason for the expulsion of the sperms of the Shukra. Madhav Nidana, Bhavaprakash and Rogaratnakara have followed the Sushruta. So coming to the comments, few recent workers have equated this condition with a very early abortion because of the failure of implantation. Association of ovum has been mentioned by Sushruta etc., but not by the Charaka, where Charaka only says the Shukra is coming out. They have not mentioned Shukra along with the Artava, which is only mentioned by the Sushruta. He says that Rajasayutam Shukram means Shukra mixed with the Artava comes out, whereas Charaka has only mentioned the that is the Shukra is coming out. They have not mentioned the Artava. So moreover, without the descent of Jiva, combination of Shukra and Artava cannot be termed it as Garbha. None of the classics have mentioned the expulsion or excretion of Garbha. So you cannot consider here as the abortion because they have not used the word Garbha here. And for the development of Garbha along with the Shukra and Shonita, the entry of Jiva Atma is also important, which is again not mentioned here. And they have not mentioned the expulsion of Garbha also, because the definition of Garbha is like that, na Shukra Shonitam Jiva Sanyuktam. So whenever the Jiva enters in the Shukra and Shonita, then only the Garbha Utpatti will be there. But they have not mentioned here the Jiva and the formation of Garbha is also not mentioned here. So none of the classics have mentioned the expulsion or excretion of the Garbha. Few infertile women do complain that the semen is not retained inside and it is excreted. So this symptom probably refers to some psychological abnormality or ovulation cascade of endometrial and cervical discharges. So hypothetically, this can also be presumed that though the union of sperm, Shukra and Om Artava did take place, yet there is no descent of the Jiva and this combination was expelled, or though the fertilization did occur, yet subsequent development into the further stages like morula etc. did not take place. In infertile women complain of excretion of the semen after coitus. has been described as a condition called as effluvium seminis. Effluvium seminis in the books of gynecology, though it is very difficult to equate this entity with any one known entity today. However, probable congruence with either effluvium seminis or the ovulation cascade can be made here. So you can correlate this with the effluvium seminis, where some infertile women complains of the non-retention of the semen after the coital act, and they say that it comes out after the few times of the coitus. So but this condition is very difficult to correlate this thing, but this condition cannot be correlated with the early abortions, because here the garbha utpatti is not at all mentioned. So this is all about Vamini Yoni Vyapat. So next is the Chandi or Chandi Yoni Vyapak. This is mentioned by almost all the three acharyas. Coming to the Charaka's version, it says Bija dosha tu garbhastha marutopahataashaya nrudeshanya asthani chaiva shandi syat anupakramaha. Then according to Sushruta, anartava sthana shandi khara sparshecha maithune chatasrishvapi chadhyasu sarvalingo shutirbhavet. Then according to Vagbhatas, योन्यम वातोपतप्तायां स्त्रीगर्भे बीजदोषतः नृद्वैषण्यास्थनी च स्यात् चण्डिग्न्याम अनुपक्रमः. Anupakrama means it is incurable. So Charaka and Vagbhata says this condition as incurable. Anupakrama, where you cannot do the treatment. Upakrama is the treatment. Anupakrama means where treatment is not possible. That means it is incurable condition. So coming to the Charaka's version, Bija dosha tu garbhastha marutopahataashaya nrudvaiषण्यास्थनी. So here the nidana of the Chandi Yoni Vyapad mentioned by Charaka is Bija dosha. Bija dosha is the nidana. So what do you mean by Bija dosha? The Chakrapani commentator, he elaborates the meaning of Bija dosha. He says that Bija dosham iti samanyam vachanena api artava rupam Bija dosha eva gneyah tad doshasya eva garbhashaya upaghatakaratvat मारुतोपहताशयेति मारुतोपहता गर्भाशया asthani means the ishasthani. So Charaka says that due to the abnormalities of bija here means the artava or the ovum which is responsible for the development and the abnormalities of the uterus, the part of that ovum which is responsible for the development of the uterus in the female fetus, and the uterus of the female fetus is inflicted here with the vayu. So with the vayu and with the bija dosha, the uterus of the female fetus is affected, and the born child in later life has the absence or slight development of the breast. So what happens here, it affects the female child again, just like Suchi Yoni, which affects the, because of the Matru dosha, it affects the female fetus and it causes the Suchi Dwara of the Yoni. Similarly in the Chandi Yoni Vyapad, it is also caused by the Bija dosha, and here also it also affects the female fetus, and the female fetus in her later life will have the symptoms like Nrudvaishani asthani, and the main pathogenesis here is Garbhastha upahata garbhashaya. Uterus of the female fetus is afflicted and becomes rudimentary, and the symptoms are Nrudvaishani asthani. Nrudvaishani means the woman dislikes for the coitus, and asthani means absence of breast, or you can say here absence or the slight development of the breast are not completely developed. Chaiva shandi syat anupakramaha, and this incurable disease is called as shandi. So coming to the Sushruta's version, he says anartavasthani shandi khara sparshecha maithune, anartavasthani khara sparshecha maithune chatasrishvapi chadhyasu sarvalingo shrutirбhavet. Sushruta says that the women suffering from Chandi Yoni Vyapad have the following symptoms. Anartava asthani means the woman does not have artava or menstruation, she is anartava. Asthani means absence of sthanas or the breast development is not there. And third point, he says khara sparshe maithune, though she is capable of coitus, however her vaginal canal feels very rough. So she feels the roughness. Khara sparsham is roughness at the time of coitus. That means she is capable of having coitus, but because of the dryness of her vagina, there will be dryness. And along with that, he has mentioned Sarvalingo Shutir Bhavet. Sarvalinga is, again the Dalhan commentator elaborates the meaning. He says that Sarvalingo Shruti iti Rokshyat Todadika Vatalingo Shreyatayaha Josha Ushadika Pittalinga and Sneha Kandavadika Shleshmalinga. Again the same things I have mentioned, and the dosha, all the features of the three doshas will be there. That is the pain due to Vata, Rukshata and pain due to Vata, burning sensation and heat due to Pitta, and long restlessness and itching are due to the Kapha dosha. Both the Vagbhatas have followed Charaka, with Madhav Nidana, Bhavaprakasha, Yogaratnakar have followed Sushruta. So coming to the comments, it is a congenital disorders which is characterized with the amenorrhea, absence or very slight development of the breast, dislike for the coitus or roughness of vagina during the time of intercourse. This appears to be a description of congenital absence of the ovarian hormones of the anterior pituitary. Few workers label it as a congenital absence of ovarian hormones, since the ovarian hormones are totally dependent upon the gonadotrophic hormones of the pituitary. Naturally, they will positively be absent. Thus, this disorders appears to be mainly due to the hypofunctioning of the pituitary, especially the adrenohypophysis. Because if pituitary is normally functioning, the adrenal cortex takes up the load of secretion of the estrogen in the quantity which is sufficient for the breast development, which are absent in this condition. Due to the congenital absence of the estrogen, uterus also remains almost rudimentary. That is the Garbhashaya Upahatam, is here uterus is also not completely formed because of the lack of estrogen, you can say, which has been explained by authors as the abnormalities of uterus. Garbhashaya Upahata is mentioned. No, from the word we can say the uterus remains rudimentary, or the uterus is not properly formed also in this case. That's why the patient gets all the symptoms, roughness of the vagina, and the breast development is also not there. So here you can correlate this condition with the congenital absence of gonadotrophic hormone of the anterior pituitary or hypofunctioning of the adrenohypophysis or the anterior pituitary. So this condition is called as Shandi Yoni Vyapata, Shandi Yoni Vyapata. Try to by heart all the quotations of Charaka and Sushruta. At least Charaka Sushruta's quotations are very, very important. Try to by heart all the quotations of Yoni Vyapad. Okay, thank you.